Hi, it's Mrs. Golding. I'm on page 5. Ooh, that's wrong. I'm on page 567 actually, in your packet, and I am no 566, and I'm working problem 7 through 9. That's what we're going to try to get to. Okay, the first problem, I have the answers up here for you. Okay, so while you're writing those down, I'm going to explain what this means. Write the property used to solve each type of equation. If it's an addition equation, I undo addition with subtraction. That's the inverse, right? So if it's saying 6, let me see if I can get this to work here. If it says 6 is equal to 6, that's an equation, right? Then if I subtract if I subtract from one side, I must do the same thing to the other. So 6 minus 1 is equal to 6 minus 1, right? So that's that property. The addition property is the opposite of that. If I say 3 is equal to 3, I can remain equal, right? I can maintain equality. If I add whatever I add to one side, I add to the other side. So 3 plus 1 is equal to 3 plus 1. Okay. Division property of equality says if I'm going to divide by something on one side, I have to divide by that same thing on the other. So if I say 12 is equal to 12, that's fine. If I on one side say 12 divided by 3, that's 4, right? So I have to do the same thing on the other side in order to maintain equality. Multiplication is the same deal. If I multiply by something on one side, let's say 3 is equal to 3. And on this side, I'm going to multiply by 2. I must do the same thing on this side. Commutative property says I can do it in any order, right? 6 is equal to 6, right? So those are the answers. You don't have to put those mathematical representations, but it helps. Okay, so let's go to number 8. Write a division equation that has a solution of 42. Okay, the easiest thing to do is to think of your facts. So your factors that multiply to be 42. Well, the first one that comes to our brains is 6 times what? 7. So something divided by 6 is 7. There's a division equation. Let's think of 2 other factors that multiply. And I'm just going to use p this time because variable doesn't matter. How about divided by 2? So 2 is a factor of 42, but 2 times what is 42? Yeah, 21, right? So I could write either one of these. 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 2 is 6, so I could be able to divide by 3. I know 3 times something is 42. What is it? Let's see. 3 goes into 42 how many times? That's what we're actually saying, right? 1 with 12 left over, 14. That's not an obvious one, right? But we could also write this division. So p or something divided by 3 is 14, and that something is 3 times 14, which is 42. Other than 1, I can't think of any other factors of 42. So those are some good examples. Okay, the last question, true or false? Something x, some value, divided by 3 is equivalent to 1/3 of x. Explain your reasoning. It is true. Okay, so it is true. And we're going to show that by just kind of, let's plug something in. I know if I plug in 12, right? 12 divided by 3, and I'm substituting 12 for the variable of x. What is that? That's 4, right? Okay, so that's this one. Now let's say, is it true to say 1/3 of means multiply, right? Of multiply by 12, is that also 4? Absolutely. 1/3 of 12 is taking 12 and divided it into 3 equal pieces, right? So that's one way to show that it's equal. All right, hope that helped you.